guys, Rick Shaw here on the last day of November 2022. This month really cooked by quick. Actually today is a holiday. I didn't know that, but a lot of these guys are still working. Benefacio Day. And also my wife's brother's birthday. So, you know, I didn't know there was going to be no school or anything, or I would have planned something. We might take a cruise up to the park. Somebody said it's open. I hate to drive all the way over there just to find out they closed it. They had this beautiful park in town here that they built, real nice, and then boom, they closed it. And it's just been closed for almost a year now. You know, just I don't know why they would, you know, get something like that and then not utilize it. So, but might take a run over there and see. Wish I had a bike instead of jumping in the car and having to fight all this traffic in Lipa. You know, if I could just run over on the bike and see, and then if, you know, if it's closed, then I don't have to take the ride in the car. But no bike, you know, that's something I got to rectify one of these days soon here. It's nice to have the tricycle. We use that every day, but you're not going to get through traffic on it. You know, it's just a royal pain. But we did cruise on it when Mark was here. We were heading out. There's some more stuff on the road that you're going to pick up in your tire. Pick this stuff up every day. But we were doing 50, and we had Shakes right running with us. So now, according to the Yamaha motorcycle I have, its speedometer, we were right out at 50, and she was staying right beside us. So that was pretty cool. She's pretty speedy. I think she's got some whippet in her or something. But she's a speedy pup. She runs these big lizards. We got these lizards here that are, guys, these things are a couple feet long, and she can run them down. You know, they run into the sewers, the storm sewers, and she's actually got a couple of them before they made it into the sewer. And those things, as soon as you see them, I think it's when they see you looking at them, they boogie. And it's like, man, do they move quick. It's unbelievable. But look at this, the guys are, you know, everybody's working today. There's workmen everywhere, so no holiday for these guys. But I'll tell you what, they don't make much, and if they don't work, they get no pay. So, you know, that's probably why they got to go like that. And you can see the cement guys with their rubber boots on. But they're laying block over there. See that? It's funny how they did it on that house. You know, it just seems odd the way they did that. I would have just tore the whole house down, but nope. And then this house in the back here too, its lot is off. It's off by a foot or so, or almost a foot, so they're going to have to bust part of that off. I would have liked to have gotten that, but we'll see. We will see. This place, again, you know, no water pressure upstairs again. Really, just not good. It doesn't seem like this is ever going to go away. We've been here; it's almost 2 years now, and I don't think it's ever going to go away. You know, they're never going to fix or do anything, and it's going to get worse. There's more people here that moved in. We got 2 families moved in way down on that end, and now we're starting to see that, you know, there's just no pressure. You can still get water downstairs, but you know, I wished I had to put an Insta-Hot downstairs in the bathroom so that I could, you know, have a shower down there. It's just not enough of a pressure head to get it upstairs. Just one of the things you come here, check into all that stuff, guys, if you're going to come here and live. The best place we ever lived for having water all the time and having electricity all the time was in Carmona, when we lived in Carmona Estates. And I never heard of anybody, but they have big water tanks that are 4 times bigger than this one all over. Each phase has its own, and they're managing it well. You know, they used to give us a thing where they were going to clean it, and then you know, they clean the tank once a month. And our water bill wasn't as high as it is here. Here, our water bill is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So is the electric bill. You know, we lived in other places. We didn't pay that much. Very rarely over 1,000. Carmona, I think we had a couple over 1,000. Here, it's 5,000 for electric, and we don't use anything. We do not. Oh, there's some more. There's some more stuff on the ground. That sucks. It sucks with you know, all these nails and screws. We picked up some last night on our walk. It's just not good. But we haven't gotten a flat for a while. Knock wood. And there's my little puppy right there. But yeah, this place though, I still say though, if you're planning on moving, I'll give you the pluses on this. It's a lot cooler here than any place I've ever lived in the Philippines. It's not cold like the Tagaytay, but it's nice and cool. Even Mark was saying when he was here, he couldn't believe how nice the weather was. And he walks, he'll go cruise, do whatever the heck we're doing. They're real nice to have around, and that's the big plus here. And that's about the only thing. Honestly, that's about the only thing. The taxes are ridiculous here for what you get. You know, you come here and you're paying your taxes, right? But then you got to pay the garbage men every time they come. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's the taxes for. Isn't that to help with infrastructure? Why don't we have water? You know, why is the electric always out? Yeah, what are the taxes doing? It's just, you know, so that the people who collect the taxes can drive around in a nice buggy. You know, I'm just not getting it here of why it's so ridiculously high. But you know, it's every year. You pay once a year here. They're going to send us a notice in November, and if you pay it early, it's less. But I don't understand why they do the bill right before Christmas. What? You know, we're okay, but I mean, the Filipinos, there's a lot of Filipinos that right before Christmas now they got to pay taxes. You know, but of course also when we lived in the very first house, our taxes there were 100 pesos a year because they had to be paid off when we bought it. And they said, oh, we'll pay it. And then when I went to check on the tax, that's all it was over there. Of course, that place, you know, it didn't have water until we put it in. When the new GMA water system, a line went in front of the house, I said, hey, can anybody get this? Yeah. And I said, well, what I got to do? So we had to do an application, and then we got our water from them, and I had water 24 hours a day and lots of pressure. And I didn't whenever you do that, all your neighbors, you know, we were the third house back in, third or fourth, and all the neighbors, hey, can we tie into your line? Don't do it, guys. You let them put their own damn line in. We put our own line in, and we didn't let them tap onto it at all. And we had good pressure. Now, across the little alleyway, there were houses on that side, and the lady wanted the water in her house, too. Well, the three houses in front said, hey, can we tap onto your line? And they were like, sure. Guess what? No water pressure. They got no water pressure over there. So, you know, don't do it. You know, no matter, even if you want to be a nice guy or anything, you just got to say no and let them get mad if they want. You know, because you can't do that. But we had good water over there. We did do some upgrades on that house when we were over in GMA. I knocked the wall out, concreted the yard, and made a place to park the tricycle. And then, of course, the Piaggio. So I had good parking in there. And when it had the grass in there, we had two dogs, and we had to give them away because it was so bad, the ticks. Every morning we would get up, take the kids to school, and then go pick ticks out of their paws, out of their ears, and I mean a lot of them. You know, I'm talking 40, 50 ticks on each dog. So we gave them away. But once we all concreted that up, you know, that tick problem went away. But when I started seeing ticks getting in the house, I was like, oh, this is not good. You know, I don't want the kids getting bit by them and all that. So we just concreted it over. But that place, the way the alley was terrible for getting in and out. I was at the call center going out in the evenings. Well, that's when all the jeepney guys were coming home, tricycle guys were coming home. And then I couldn't get out. There was actually days where I couldn't even drive my own vehicle because they wouldn't get up to move it, or they went somewhere. And of course, everybody locks this stuff up. Nobody would have taken anything, you know, but they just lock everything. They put a clip lock on their front brake. Even if you want to move it, you can't move it. It's just in your way. So there were many days where I would have to get on the damn jeepney, and it ticked me off. And I couldn't leave it out anywhere, out on the street, you know, because they had right at the circle, they had the LTO, and you can't park anywhere around there. They're telling you to move, even if you're sitting in the car sometimes, you know, get out. So unless you give them like 100 pesos. Hey, I'm only going to be here 10 minutes while my wife's talking to her friend, and give them 100 pesos, and they're like, okay, then they'll let you go. But there was no way I could put my vehicle out, and there was a place that had a garage, but it was a quarter mile up the road. I didn't want to do that either. So we did find a house over there before we bought this. It was absolutely fabulous for $1 million, but there was no place for the car, no place for the bike, and this German fella built it. And man, when you went to the outside, you could see it was a real nice place compared to the other ones around. And then when you went inside, man, he laid it out. He was all set up for the water. He was all set up for power. I mean, he had that place all set up, and it was nice and roomy. Had a big dining room, nice kitchen, and then it had a bedroom off the kitchen, also a bedroom off of the living room. So just a 2-bedroom, but laid out dirty kitchen with a huge water tank, pressure pump, Insta-Hots, the whole bit, a real nice fridge and everything. They wanted $1 million, but I was like, if I was going to do that, I'd have stayed in the first house and just fixed it up. But of course, that place, another one that had, you walk down, you carry a flashlight at night, guys. If you're going to anywhere here in the Philippines and you're visiting with your sweetheart and you're going to go see their family or anything like that, bring a flashlight, and do take your shoes off when you go in the house. And the reason why they do that is because there's all this dog poop everywhere, and even when it's dried out, it's dust. You're tracking dog poop dust, into the house. So take your shoes off. I even do it. I even take my shoes off. Now, if I'm just walking out here in my flippers like this, I'm good with these because I'm only right here, and we don't have the dog poop. That's the second good thing about here. We don't have the dog poop problem like we had in Carmona and GMA. Here it's a lot better. The one fella, he's still going around with his little dog. It's pooping. It's pooping while it's walking, and I'll just have to mention him to pick it up, because I don't want my kids stepping in that. But normally it's pretty good. The dogs go in the grass. I don't know what's going to happen here once all the houses are in, when there's no more grass for them to go in, because this is going to be, guys, take a look at this. This is on our street. This is going to be just wall to wall. We're going to be like in a tunnel here, so which will probably be cool. We're waiting on the awning guy, probably going to do that. The peso went down. It went down a little bit from the high in September, so it was a good bit less this month. A considerable amount, going from 58 to 56. It's good.
Yep, it's vanilla.
Okay, yeah. So so it went down a little bit, but I still want to do that awning this month. There's a dang. Some of these people do stuff without a permit here, but my wife's real fussy. She got to have the permit, and it's 15,000. 15,000 for the permit. Now you get a bunch of it back. That you don't. It's not that much when it's all done, but it's like, hey, why don't you just say, okay, it's 1,000 peso. Don't make me give you 15,000 just so you can give me 14 of it back when we're done. That to me is just ridiculous. It's a tax dang thing. Now I know that fellow over there did all that, and they never did anything. Never had a permit. At least that's the word I'm getting. But I'd like to have. We want that awning on there, and we were going to do like a plexiglass so we could let some light through and we could see from the upstairs window. But it was a little bit too high. It was like 60-some thousand, and this other one's going to be 30. So we're going to go ahead and I got to get that done. I did my transfer yesterday. Transfer-wise, another thing when you transfer money in it, it's the best company I have for transferring. They give you the highest amount, low fees. But 1 month I go to do a transfer and it might be a half hour, or it might be the next day. This month it's going to be the 2nd of December before it comes in. And pretty much what they say, they're right on it. But I'm wondering, in this day and age, why are they keeping that money? I did the transfer yesterday, so why are they going to keep it 4 days before they put it in my account? I don't understand the way that system works, but I can transfer money. It's way more expensive. I can transfer money straight from my bank to my bank card here, and it's done while I'm doing it. But I don't do it because it's too expensive. They're hitting me for $50, $60. you know, and they only let you do the daily limit unless I call there. Then I have to call there and say up my limit today to, you know, 4,000, and you know, and they're like, okay, but I got to do it. I have to call them every time. So it's just got to be such a hassle. I just said I'm not doing it anymore. And I've been using TransferWise now, oh my goodness, for 2 years, I guess, maybe longer than since we've been in this house. But it seems to be the best one so far. If you guys are going to come here too, try to set up if they have a BPI in the States, or if they got an RCBC bank. I know they're messing with people with Carl Schwab now, so I don't know too much about that. But I did see a vlog that it's not like it was before, and you can't do all the stuff. And people are getting their accounts closed. So I'd check into that first. But if you can open up those accounts that have the banks in the States, then you just transfer it straight over. They do hit you for a little transfer fee to peso, but it's a minimal amount. And when I was in the States, they didn't have an RCBC where I was on the East Coast, and I didn't have the time to make it to the West Coast to open up an account, because you have to physically be there to open up an account. Now I've seen banks where you can do it online. You can open up an account online in the States, and I could do it from here. But guess what? They don't have those banks here in the Philippines. So it was, you know, not non-issue or non-deal. I can't do it. So, but make sure you guys get a RCBC and stuff like that. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. This was just some things. Thanks, sweetheart. Some things I was thinking of. I just thought I'd get them off my mind. I know there's a lot of folks I've been talking to that they're going to be coming this coming year. They're going to be moving here, and I just give the same advice: rent. You know, you probably got a sweetie that's got an area she wants to live in, but move around. You know, rent for a while. You can get rents where it's by the month. You know, we had the one that was by the month, leave whenever I wanted. If you're in a development though, and you want to move, we didn't know we had to get the okay from the owner and all this crazy stuff. And the big security guard came in and said you can't leave, and was blocking the truck, and we had already rented the truck. So if you're going to move like that, you have to talk to the Baron guy or talk to security if you're in a development. Regular house, you can just go whenever you want. It's not in a place like this. But it would be the same if ever we rented this house out right here, and somebody was wanting to move, and you know they had a truck and everything, and they would not be able to leave until we gave the okay for them to leave. So that's a good protection for the owner. So it's kind of, you know, I was bummed because nobody told me about it. So I'm telling you guys about it now. Just be wary of that. It may not be in the development you're in, but I know it's here, and I know it's in the one we lived in. So just more thoughts, and I'm going to be seeing a lot of you guys. Paulie, he's going to be coming. Hope I was going to get to see Gary. He's traveling, but it's going to be, who knows. Sean, I know Sean's going to be coming pretty soon just for a visit, and definitely want to hook up with Sean and say howdy. Spend a little bit of time with him. Maybe even goof around with Mark and Maui. You know, let everybody start meeting each other, because so far I'm really happy with having the channel, with the people I'm meeting. You know, we're meeting just really good people, and it's just really cool. I'm glad I started this. Oh, marshmallow ring. Wow, you can eat your ring. Okay, what are you going to say for me?
Good job, bye.
Okay, guys.